This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For information or to volunteer, this is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For information or to volunteer, this is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. This reading by Fox and the Stars of ShiningHalf.com. The Light Princess by George MacDonald. Chapter 7. Try Metaphysics. After a long avoidance of the painful subject, the king and queen resolved to hold a council of 3 upon it, and so they sent for the princess. In she came, sliding and flitting and gliding from one piece of furniture to another, and put herself at last in an armchair in a sitting posture. Whether she could be said to sit, seeing she received no support from the seat of the chair, I do not pretend to determine. "My dear child," said the king, "you must be aware by this time that you are not exactly like other people."
"Oh, you dear funny papa! I have got a nose and 2 eyes and all the rest. So have you. So has mamma."
"Now be serious, my dear, for once," said the queen.
"No, thank you, mamma. I had rather not."
"Would you not like to be able to walk like other people?" said the king.
"No, indeed, I should think not. You only crawl. You are such slow coaches."
"How do you feel, my child?" he resumed, after a pause of discomfiture.
"Quite well, thank you."
"I mean, what do you feel like?"
"Like nothing at all that I know of."
"You must feel like something."
"I feel like a princess with such a funny papa and such a dear pet of a queen mamma."
"Now really," began the queen, but the princess interrupted her.
"Oh, yes," she added, "I remember. I have a curious feeling sometimes as if I were the only person that had any sense in the whole world."
She had been trying to behave herself with dignity, but now she burst into a violent fit of laughter, threw herself backward over the chair, and went rolling about the floor in an ecstasy of enjoyment. The king picked her up easier than one does a down quilt, and replaced her in her former relation to the chair. The exact preposition expressing this relation I do not happen to know. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the For information or to volunteer, please visit.
Yes, answered she.
What is it, my darling?
I have been longing for it, oh, such a time, ever since last night.
Tell me what it is.
Will you promise to let me have it?
The king was on the point of saying yes, but the wiser queen checked him with a single motion of her head. Tell me what it is. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. This reading by Fox and the Stars of ShinyHalf.com.
BeatStars.com.
Chapter 10. Look at the Moon. Early the next morning, all that a brave prince could consider. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For information or to volunteer, whenever care intruded, the prince always bowed him out in the most princely manner. When he returned from his breakfast to his watch cave, he saw the princess already floating about in the lake, attended by the king and queen, whom he knew by their crowns, and a great company in lovely little boats, with canopies of all the colors of the rainbow, and flags and streamers of a great many more. It was a very bright day, and soon the prince, burned out with heat, began to princess. But he had to endure till twilight, for the boats had provisions on board, and it was not till the sun went down that the gay party began to vanish. Boat after boat drew away to the shore, following that of the king and queen, till only one, apparently the princess's own boat, remained. But she did not want to go home even yet, and the prince thought he saw her order the boat to the shore without her. At all events it rowed away, and now, of all the radiant company, only one white speck remained. Then the prince began to sing, and this is what he sung. Lady fair, small and white, lift thine eyes, banish night, by the might of thine eyes. Snowy arms, oars of snow, o'er her hither plashing low, soft and slow, o'er her hither. Stream behind her o'er the lake, radiant whiteness in her wake, following, following for her sake, radiant whiteness. Cling about her waters blue, part not from her, but renew, bold and true, kisses round her. Lap round waters sad, that have left her, make me glad, for he had kissed her when he left her. Before he had finished his song, the princess was just under the place where he sat, and looking up to find him. Yes, truly. Would you like a fall, princess? Said the prince, looking down.
Ah, there you are. Yes, if you please, prince,
said the princess, looking up. How do you know that I am a prince, princess? Said the prince.
Because you are a very nice young man, prince, said the princess.
Come up then, princess.
Fetch me, prince.
The prince took off his scarf, then his sword belt, then his tunic, and tied them all together and let them down. But the line was far too short. He unwound it. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. This reading by Fox and the Stars of ShiningHalf.com. The Light Princess by George MacDonald. Chapter 15.